Damn it. Why is it still not working? Oh, yeah, that won't work. Of course. Just gonna comment out some test code that I added. So init media system should be there, but comment out from after there, and maybe the above 3 lines must comment out from here, and yeah, the other above 3 lines maybe also. So almost everything's working on this Afrikaans-Japanese electronic dictionary now, but I had the issue with embedded PDFs and Sec3.
Akelig.
Yay!
Albei.
Yay! I think I got the sounds working. Just letting the client know. So that DLL, yeah, must also be added to the installer. Japanese Afrikaans installers. I just added to the template. That's a bit, it's a bit lazy, but that'll work, I guess. So Porodo DLL, we just add to that template file there. This is cool. I think I've got almost everything working now. I had an issue with the There's a few other things that are irritating me, but these are the important things that I think are now done.
Aandete.
Oh, and those silly visible warnings mustn't be there. And now there's a crazy amount of debug rubbish in the code. It outputs debug strings all over the damn place because Taking out some of the temporary debug stuff. Yeah, this was a bit of a mission to get working. It took me a bit longer than I expected. Partly because two reasons. The two reasons this took longer than expected. I first tried to get everything working on Visual Studio 2010, and it uses port audio and liborg and libvorbis, and with port audio I ran into some problems where it didn't want to build, and so that I wasted a whole lot of time getting everything working on Visual Studio 2010. It's not really a waste, because it would have given us XP support if I had got it working on then, but I couldn't get it working on there, so I just decided I'm going to drop, for a couple of reasons, that and the Ceph3 issues. I just decided I'm going to leave XP support behind for this. We're no longer going to support XP for this product. Everybody's dropping XP anyway. And the other thing, so I just decided to go Visual Studio 2017 and then just set up everything again on my main, not the Visual Studio 2010 VM, but my main laptop, which is VS 2017. And now the whole installer system builds with VS 2017. But then again, I managed to get all the audio libraries working now today on VS 2017, today and yesterday, and over the weekend. That's quite straightforward. Didn't run into, not totally straightforward, but relatively straightforward. Anyway, but now the other issue I ran into is the thing has embedded PDFs, and they were baked into the data files in a special way of the application. So if you want a table of contents, you click table of contents, boom, you get the table of contents as embedded PDF using, so it's literally being a PDF. I don't know, shouldn't say docx there. That's somehow in the PDF properties. INDD, that's funny. Anyway, but that's coming from the PDF properties. It's literally just a PDF, and was the original like that? And you just never noticed. Oh, you know, it's possibly different because it's a whole different. This was built on an older version of Ceph. The one my colleague built, the older version, is this version. It's got a number of problems. It's not the Ceph3 is very old, okay, but the PDFs worked. Oh yeah, it didn't show the title. Now it shows the title, and the title looks funny. That's just something to do with the newest Ceph. And the way it displays PDFs. Not much I can do about that right now. Anyway, there may be options to pass for this PDF viewing stuff, but sure, it's just a mission just to get it even working. So the special encrypted backend did some special Ceph3 resource stuff, which as far as I can tell is working perfectly. A special Ceph resource handler to deliver those PDF files, and it's delivering them perfectly correctly. So I've run out of ideas. I spent a good time last week trying to figure out, and it worked. Yeah, it worked in the older version, it works out perfectly, but on the newer Ceph3 that I'm now testing with, that just didn't work. So I had to find a workaround for that, which I eventually just worked around it because I ran out of ideas for why the special embedding on the encrypted files didn't want to work. Everything looks correct in that code, so I can't see why it's working. It may just be a bug in this version of Ceph. I'm going to try again maybe later on a newer Ceph3. Alright, but so now, oh dear, damn it. Aanklag, an exception. What just happened there? Let me just check if it's always Aanklag.
Aanklag. Aanklag. Aankondig.
Oh dear, there's still something wrong. Or was I just running the old one? No, that was the old one I was running. The old one just gave an accept. Is there somewhere I can see? Users, update a local. That wasn't the fatal exception. Maybe I must add all the debug stuff back. The output debug strings. I replaced him. I didn't use DJ log instead of, because it was just giving problems. This is now weird. Damn it. Let's I wonder if it had something to do with the fact that there's two open at once. Maybe.
Aklig.
I don't know. I also wanted to check something about the CPU usage of this program.
Aklig.
Afrikaans, TTT. Looks fine. It was just some thread code that looked like it might be taking a lot of CPU. So I must maybe just add a few more logs. Place on stop. That just happens if it's because it's open. Alright, so where's that visible warning coming from? That's what I want to know. All it does is in Q. In Q done. Okay. I think. Yeah, it's got a queue, and then the other thread pops the stuff off a queue. I guess there could be a problem in the threading stuff. If there's a threading issue, that could lead to issues that are randomish. I must actually write a stress tester for this thing.
Albei.
That damn log window, where's it coming from? I don't know where.
Albei.
That should not have been happening either. There's a lot of output debug string. I should leave them in for now, just to in case to see where if it's crashing, where it's crashing. T plus on file. Is there some way to search only in code that isn't commented out? Don't search in comments or something. That would be useful right now. Don't search in comments. That is not exactly what I want. I mean, it would help, but it's not what I want. No, that one wasn't exactly right. Why didn't it work at all? Anyway, I don't know, let me just go back to this. Yeah, there it's coming from there.
Aaklig. Alwy. Aangeleen. Aanheg.
I want to stop using Notepad, and I used to use Telex for to-dos, and I want to maybe go back to doing that. But except with the difference.
Aanhê. Populariteit. Bevolking.
I'm just going to check those headings are right as well, because there was some there might be an extra debug link up there now. The smaller font in the old version is because the old Ceph didn't do hide DPI fix stuff. That reminds me, actually, there's something I must enable. I wonder why it works. There's something wrong. There's a hide DPI. There's something like there's a function called in Ceph that you're supposed to call also. There, enable hide DPI support. Strange. Oh, this is shared. That's why it works. Oh, brilliant. Okay. Somebody thought about code reuse. Okay. Anyway, I mean, I don't know if that was probably my colleague Malcolm. Just alright. So that shares the Telex one. So that thing does get called, which is actually good news, and that's why it did seem to work. Alright, so that I don't need to do, but yeah, but what I was doing, desk screenshots, just want to check now. Title page, table of contents, preface, unloading, introduction. Oh yeah, title page, preface, unloading, introduction, of course. So yes, that's alright. That's a screenshot. So I'm clicking on the screenshot, trying to get it to function. So there's two, yeah, one that does it the old way and that doesn't work. These 5 lines should not be there. Let's take a screenshot of this one. So that's the reference, that's correct. Print screen, okay. Why do the colors look worse as well? The styles look a bit messed. I hadn't actually noticed that until now. Because yeah, it doesn't look wide. That's how it's supposed to look. It's supposed to look like that. Oh, that's not very pretty. Yeah, I need to go to the bathroom. Title page, table of contents, preface, unloading, introduction, ABCDEFG, HIG, blah blah blah, annexes, references. Ah, there's more missing. Look, damn it, they're not all there. Alright, I need to fix that. I just want to turn off the mic. sorry, okay, I'm back. So there's a few missing here. It goes annexes, references, and it should be user guide. Installeringsgids, Japanese user guide. Why is it not there? That temp code I commented out about resaving, I need to put back then. Oh, right. Okay. Okay, here's a problem. Those links aren't even there in the source code. My colleague must have forgotten to commit it, which means I need to figure out the file names. How am I going to do that? There is a way to do it, but I should be creating a project here. Actually, separate project for this. Not a tutorial blog. C++. Quality over quantity. Yes. And I think I know how it works by now. Thanks. Okay. Right, so what I'm working on now should actually be my current project. This should become my current project, but I'm not going to be working on this long. I'm nearly done actually. I'll just get a full list of everyone involved. Otherwise, plus the mix widgets. Og. Where's popular? Yeah, I don't know what else to say about it really. Save. Made PDFs. No, I need to figure out. How am I gonna figure this out? Damn it! I could guess. No, I don't know if guessing is gonna work. I mean the preface is called preface.pdf. So maybe the user guide is probably called userguide.pdf. You know, but how many do I need? How many am I missing? 3. I hope the PDFs must be in there. But without a name, it's a bit tricky because the PDFs in the data file are not directly put in there by their names. I know how I can find it. I put debug string in. I know. I have an idea. These debug strings are going to give me index. Okay. I wonder if the reason that media stuff doesn't work has something to do with the Ceph threads. That just occurred to me. Maybe, yeah, that could be. But right, let's open. I'm just going to work around it. I'm not even going to try at this point to. Why is the sound not working anymore? Huh? It was working. I know it was working. I've been clicking on the sound the whole stream. Shit. What did I do with this again? That's just logging. Hmm? Oh, there it's working. I wonder why it didn't work there. Okay, media index. Oh, that's not useful. Media index. How the hell did that work? Its name is WX string. It's also WX string. That must work. How can they look like this? Change this. WX to C. I think we must use TWX to C. What happened there? I viewed a PDF and then I clicked on a media file and it crashed.
Akelig.
Could have something to do with this though. PDF, okay. And what did we say? The missing ones are user guide, installeringsgids, and Japanese user guide. So installeringsgids, install guidance, these three. Okay, before we can do that, we need to delete the old style. So I have to first click on them in the old style that they don't work, and then to resave them, to extract the PDFs. Because I'm kind of reverse engineering the product my colleague made because he left one or two things uncommitted. Reverse engineering. I mean, we're engineering our own product. That's a little bit. That's, yeah, I don't know, there's no better way to put it through. Okay. TshwaneDJe size, TshwaneDJe data. Okay. Now, what order should they be? So the old working product, I only have a binary of, and that's. So we go look at that, but we can run it. So we go look at that to see how things are supposed to work. So we run the old binary one, binary of the old one. User guide. So it's first English user guide. Which I guess is this thing called install guide. Installeringsgids. Installeringsgids. Japanese user guide. Now you might be wondering why the Japanese Afrikaans dictionary is in English. Anyway, don't have time to. Right, so now we have references, user guide, installeringsgids, and Japanese user guide. I would just check that they are in fact the same documents. Yes, okay. Brilliant, that's it. Alright, what else do we need to do? I must take out those logs again. The media index logs. Generate media index, log media index. That media index is going to be really important if we okay. Now the one problem we're left with is the fact that it's crashing sometimes. Seems to happen. Look, if I first create a PDF and then I click on a sound,
Aandeel.
At least that's
Aandeel.
click on a
Aandurf.
PDF and then
Aangenaam. Aand.
no, there it worked. Now I click on a PDF first and then the sound. So if I click on a sound first,
Aaklig.
then a PDF, and then a sound, it's fine.
Aandete.
If I click on a PDF and then click on a sound, it crashes. That is really weird. Here. It might help if I know exactly where it's crashing. Let's run it in the debugger and see if we get a clue. I know I didn't want to exit. I want to do debug. It's a release build, but I'm running it in the debugger because I might get a clue. In various ways. The output debug strings might help show me where it was. But exception thrown. Boost exception detail claim. Boost thread resource error. Let's Google this or search, see if we find. Let's try 3 search engines. There are a few other does not give me much clues actually. Boost threads. I mean, it would help to know if it's in the main thread. The exception. Let's just check that out. Maybe it's got something to do with that. We shouldn't even be doing that anymore. Could have something to do with that. Doubt it though, but it could. Because we're gonna have. Okay, it didn't get as far as that log. Play sound play. Unfortunately, it'll be a mission for me to get this thing into debug mode, which would probably help give me a clue, but it's... Would it actually? Maybe really easy to put in debug mode. No, it's really tough. Because, yeah. I can't easily put it in debug mode. I'd have to get the whole sec3 library building and running in debug. A bit of a schlep. I mean, I could do it, I guess, but it just seems easier just to try to figure out what's going on. Let's just double check again where it crashes, if we have any clue where it crashes. Unlinked clicked. So why isn't this process request there? Unlinked clicked. T plus sound file. This seems a bit suspect. It starts the worker thread. The first time you play sound. Maybe that's got something to do with it. P play thread. Initialize start worker thread. So the exception happens there where we start the worker thread. Let's try something. That is stupid, yes, of course, but
akelig, akelig, albei, aandacht.
Okay, now we do it in the crash scenario. Click on that, then boom. Did that happen immediately? After 5 seconds? That's what I'm trying to figure out. To see if it had gone into the loop and if the loop's causing the problem, or if it's something else. Click. That's not 5 seconds, that's quick. Okay. I wonder if there could be a problem with the version, a bug in Boost or something. Boost threads in the version of Boost we're using. It's not impossible. But what's odd though is that it works. What else uses threads? Let's see. F4 jumps through, toggles through the. Oh wait, I changed that shortcut. It's not F4 anymore. I made it F4. Class to plus sound, boost thread. This is nuts. Nothing else uses boost threads, so it's not boost threads per se. That's the problem. I wonder if we can work around it by initializing the thread at the beginning of the application instead of on the first click. But I feel like even if that works around it, we're going to not catch the root cause because let's just work around it for now with the. So this tplay sound. there's a global place sound, right? That gets called when you go. So that thing gets instantiated when you call init media system, right? And that init media system. So if you've decoded a PDA, this thing uses the media system though, the media system. So wait, that thread, it fails to create the thread, it crashes immediately. There's some sort of boost exception. And it's not because of something in the thread function, okay? Because this 5-second sleep, let's put it right at the top just to be sure. So 5-second sleep, I mean, we'll be able to see if it's something inside here causing it to crash, or if it just crashes immediately, even if you just. We can probably also I can create a dummy function that does nothing, and see if that crashes too. Okay, this thing sleeps, this thing waits until there's work to do. Or until exit, or something like that. Get trial data, play. It's not true that nothing gets done in the function. Remember, any local variables in the function may be initialized, but they should only be initialized when afterwards. I wonder if it's also just this machine. Like I can try run it on a different machine. Could even have to do with the libraries I'm linking to. I mean, it might be that it doesn't even happen in a release. So maybe I should just try build a release and see if the release that behaves the same. Let me see if I have boost exception detail, clone, error info injector thread resource error, boost thread resource error, boost thread resource error. So all we've done is look at I wonder if it's something as simple as something does a throw, something throws an exception, like remember the thread hasn't even tried to do anything yet. Let's see if that gets logged. Let's try bind to a dummy function as well. That does nothing. That one does not get logged. So this doesn't get executed. Let it work, huh? Okay. Okay, we're gonna create a dummy function. An actual function, just that does nothing, just to see. Nothing, or maybe sleep. 300. Okay, then instead of, so we bind to dummy. This is strange because it only crashes if you view the PDF. Other than that, it seems to work fine. So there's either some sort of memory overrun error in that media decoding stuff that's causing corruption, but that can't be because it doesn't even try to read yet. Doesn't make sense. This doesn't make sense. This exception, really. This is bizarre. Remember, now it's binding to the dummy. Okay. Click. And it's still, even if you bind to the dummy, just immediately crashes. So I have a possible workaround, is to just maybe create init media system at the beginning of the application. Then why is that getting called in stop sound? Anyway, it should basically do nothing. Get initial player set up out the way so the player, this crashes. Oh, interesting. This is my colleague Malcolm's code, right? So he ran into a problem where if he calls, he wanted to do it like this, but it crashes. If you try to do it like that, where is this? Is this the right place though? This is in the app. Nothing wrong with that. It's a perfectly good place for it. So he ran into a problem where this crashes. Now this problem where this crashes is probably, I have a feeling it's the same problem I'm running into. Just, so he wants to preload the player, and all it does is create the thread, which is supposed to sit and wait. Be right back. I'm just checking my CCTV quickly. I'm just hearing noises. Okay, I was just hearing noises, so I was just checking CCTV. That works fine. So it doesn't crash for me preloading the player. I'm definitely gonna have to log before and after here. This is because these are probability crash if you've got comments like this and problems like this. There's something weird going on here, and it could be some weird interaction between different older versions, different versions of the libraries. Because mine doesn't crash here, but my colleague Malcolm's did. Could be one of those things where just just my test on new versions of Boost, and I've sec3 a year from now again, and maybe everything just works. If you can work around it successfully. Alright, so now we got, let's just check. Okay, so I've pre-created the thread. Okay, now it works except the sound doesn't play. It doesn't crash, but the sound doesn't play. Let's take out that sleep. And let's add a log. Let's add a few logs in here. At key points. Done. So this is the sound thread. Pop some work off queue. And I'm going to log this separately. Guys, the file name is messed up. Maybe it's something to do with the file name. The only commonality between the PDF system and the sound system is that they both use the same. They both retrieve their data files out of the same. Actually, no, the PDF system doesn't anymore. The PDF system doesn't use the queue stuff anymore. That makes this even weirder. That's very weird. This is just strange. Okay. Pop some work off queue. Decode audio data. If this stuff works, I could maybe integrate it into TLEX, but it seems a bit dicey. So decode audio data, get file data, on request media file, pdata, window length. So it should be doing this. On request media file. And that Must be working, I think, because you know what I'm going to do as well. This should be temporary, not in production. Shouldn't be in production. Soft assert maybe, but I don't think we can soft assert between the thread. Okay. So that stuff might not be thread safe. No, but still, it doesn't. It's not a thread safety issue. There must be some corruption. Something must be getting corrupted. Or there's something uninitialized. Uninitialized? Ah, wait. Because maybe there's an uninitialized somewhere. Or the uninitialized causes it to work. Clicking on a PDF. What does clicking on a PDF do? It just tells. Not much. It just tells. Creates. Yeah. Title page. And then. Because look at those. It's just not playing the sound now. So instead of crashing, it just doesn't play the sound. Get file data done. That's a reasonable sound size. It says. You know what else it could be? I wonder if it could have something to do with the current working directory or something. Doubt it though. Somebody's. I have to go investigate all that noise. Makes me very nervous. When just checking my CCTV again. I think it's just somebody arriving next door or something. Alright, take back on. So the sound thread, okay, seems to behave, doesn't crash, but it...
Akelig.
So if we play a sound, I bet it's going to be the same. Then view a PDF, then play a sound. Aha, it also squishes it. So, but that's not what happened earlier. What happened earlier is it worked. If we did things in that order.
Akelig.
Plays the sound, then we look at a PDF. Okay, and then we try play another sound. Now it's logging as if it's playing, but nothing happens. Let's just watch these logs again carefully. So we play a sound.
Alway. 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 on,
On link clicked, play sound file. Sound file play in queue done. The sound thread pops back of queue and does get file data done. If there's a thread issue, it's going to be most likely in get file data. I don't think it's a thread issue. Now we simply view a PDF. And that's all we do. Okay, and then we go back and we say same logs as before. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 4. I wonder if a PDF viewer might just checking my CCTV again. Okay. Could this be related to the fact that the embedded PDF didn't work? I wonder. I don't think so.
Haaklig,
So we look at a PDF and then it doesn't work. Man. Play Outlook.
haaklig, haaklig,
Look at a PDF. Look. Why is there a thread exit when we look at a PDF? And what thread is that? Maybe something cleans up the media system and we click on a PDF or something silly. Okay, so I want to check now how it's happening there exactly.
Akelig.
Okay, okay.
Akelig.
It's quite a cool system, but it's a bit flaky. If this worked nice and rock solid and stable, it could really be useful for other things. But all these funny niggledies make me a bit nervous to use this somewhere else. Although, it would get a bit more testing. What is it? What the WTF's getting logged? I put that in the other day, but where? Ceph resource handler. So it is calling Ceph get resource handler. Oh, yeah, but that's just for a normal file, so it should just return null and not do anything weird. Okay. I must test this resource handler stuff just to see where the issues are exactly. Might still be useful. Anyway, but now we want to play sound again after viewing a PDF.
Aandenken.
Huh? That worked. It worked. How did it work? What did I do different now? I just sat and talked nonsense for a while. Okay, let me just check the logs again. So we play a file, and then we look at, then I click title page at PDF. Okay. And now it's fine. Okay, but it's just not playing the sound. But look at that, Aandenken works.
Aandete. Aandenken. Aandelemark. Aandeel. Aandacht. Aand. Aanbied.
Okay, now we have view PDF again. I'll click here. And silence. Okay. Now click there again. Does it have to do with how long I wait? Like maybe there's just a certain amount of time after you view a PDF and then it works again. Let's wait. We get a bunch of thread exits and then it works.
Aangee.
Not my threads.
Aangee.
These libraries are creating threads. I don't even know if it's Sep3 threads or if it's the port audio or Vorbis stuff.
Aangee.
This is very, very weird. I wonder if the PDF viewer, the embedded PDF viewer of Sep3 is doing something. Let's switch it back into crashing mode and see if we can get closer to where it's crashing. No, we can't, because we know where it's crashing. It's when we try to create the thread. This is very weird. I don't even. This is so weird. But there's like this. I'm gonna leave it just like this, because look. Okay, now sound doesn't play. Now we wait, because we read a PDF. Nice, some threads there in the background somewhere. I don't know if it's F3 threads that were created. Boom, threads exit and sounds work again. So I mean the PDF viewer could be tying up the sound hardware. What if we grab the sound hardware and we hold it open somehow? And prevent it from doing so. But I mean, if it's just a matter of sounds don't work for 1 minute after clicking on a PDF, I'm going to just leave that bug in. Because how often is someone going to press, you know, it's going to be rare that somebody presses a PDF, clicks on a PDF, you know, it's not going to happen every day that you sit and press a PDF and then a sound, PDF sound. You hardly ever look at the PDFs. You know, they're, I mean, you're not hardly ever. So it will probably be encountered, but this is such a weird and obscure error. And it might, so we're viewing a PDF. So presumably this Ceph3 PDF plugin, whatever handles the PDFs in Ceph3, I'm guessing is doing something to tie up the hardware, the sound hardware. Like maybe, I don't know, can you play sound from PDFs? I don't know, but then you come out of the PDF viewer, and then boom, threads exit.
Aangenaam.
And then threads exit as well.
Aangenaam.
So when we play a sound, it creates threads, and I guess that's, I don't know, the port audio or the Vorbis stuff is creating threads. Okay. Now let's just check. If I click there and I play a sound, does it work?
Aanhoudend.
Yes, okay. Threads exit, okay. Now I want to see if there's any threads that auto exit if I just do that. And then we wait. Boom. So there's, I don't think that has anything to do with anything, right? But just
Aankondiging.
so when we load a PDF, this PDF viewer somehow suppresses the sound thing from working until some threads exit. So I'm guessing what it does is it just grabs the sound hardware or something in a way that but it's really weird though, because what's weird about it is this our thing crashes. Like, why would our thing crash? That's not. It still shouldn't crash. Like, just because. The problem is that theory is suspect. Is it doesn't crash when we try grab the sound hardware to play something. It crashes just to create the thread to play the sounds. Like if we view a PDF, okay, and now we click to play a sound, it crashes. Just trying to. Oh, but wait a minute. This PA initialize could have something to do with that. Maybe that. I don't know, but that's straightforward. I mean, that doesn't even do anything. Like, I mean, it's neither there nor yet. Thread doesn't do anything yet, and that just calls PA initialize. I mean, that can't have anything to do with it really. Put audio initialize. So I mean, it may fail. It may fail to scan available devices or something if they're locked up. But why would that? How could that cause the boost thread bind to fail? That's what's weird. Like, how can it cause that to give an exception and crash? That's an exception, right? So I could prevent the crash by catching the exception. But it doesn't help me in the sense that the sound still won't play, and but what it could do is at least not crash for the user and then just try again later. You know, it could just give a message or something saying try again later. Because I'm guessing that the PDF viewer somehow creates a thread that locks up the available audio devices. But still, that shouldn't cause a thread. That shouldn't cause it merely creating a thread. Just creating a thread has nothing to do with audio. It does nothing. There's no logic other than creating a thread. And just creating a thread, that's all. It doesn't say create a thread while trying to initialize sound. This does absolutely nothing. And it's already crashed. Like, boost thread throws an exception. I mean, we can catch it, but then what are we going to do? That shouldn't be in the log, but anyway. Yeah, I need the bathroom again. Let's see if we can hit this exception. I mean, it may help still to catch it, just in the sense that it might be a little bit more robust for users, but we should not be hitting an exception here. I'll have to pause. I'll probably have to pause the stream just shortly. Not necessarily. I don't know. Let me think about it. Okay, so I want to hit it in the crash order. We view a PDF. Okay. Voila. So that worked. Okay. Now it's just going to do nothing because the thread didn't create. Coming back now. Okay, I think we should. Why does it look like Flux is on? Damn. Okay. Not on Flux on. I think I know how to approach this. Even though it's all a bit weird. Alright. So in the event that this happens, I think what it should do is, here it says new play sound, it should do this. Or if the thread failed to create, let's be careful, I'm gonna fall. That'll be embarrassing. Okay, if the thread fails to create that should be renamed to Control RR. Okay. So if this thread fails to create, okay, then we should just do something like in the play function, yeah, if MB play here is null, then we try to create the thread again, and if we fail, then is that the right approach? Where else? Yeah, this is the so every time we try to play a sound, if the thread hadn't created, we try again to create it. Okay. This is just silly, we shouldn't have to try again, yeah. Or we could just say, let's do nothing. But then sounds won't work for the entire session, ever. So I don't think we should do nothing, I think we should at least try again. Unless we could wrap in a function. Like, create thread, work thread, create play thread, yeah, okay. If it strange exception issue, try again load time. Let's see. Okay. So this should become a function, this function. So we do this. And then not play thread. I don't know, we can okay. And this must just if we already have this threaded, don't succeed again. Okay. Right. Then right. So now what'll happen is that'll I must still decide whether or not to put that back there or not. But in theory now it should be able to recover instead of crash. Okay. We click there and then we click here and we click here and we should get the exception. I don't know why it clicks twice, so it displays the message. How to create audio over thread, try again later. Okay. So at least there's some message for the user that try again later. Okay, some thread. And why is there no sound?
Aanbied.
There you go. Okay. So now it gracefully recovers. So I haven't fixed the bug, but it gracefully recovers from the bug.
Aandring.
So it's view PDF and then try play a sound. Now it'll just be quiet. Okay. No, wait. What? How can it be quiet? PR open stream. I guess it can. Could just be the volume is getting set to 0 or some thread. or the device is busy or something weird. No, I don't think it's the case. Then we get a third exit. So still not. Oh, two third exits. So after the double third exit, so now the only other question is when to call init media system, and it's more correctly called yeah. Um, that's really obscure and complex. The to just bridge this as terms for future other workarounds. This should be okay, I think. Alright. You know, it's not often you're not gonna be constantly playing PDFs in the sound. Um, Right, so now we want to try build an installer, a new installer, and just do some testing. Installers. That was where I wanted to be in the first place. Japanese, Afrikaans. We don't need to build because it's built. Oh no, we don't need to build. Or do we? Wait. I'm not sure. It does do a few things to the version. Maybe we should build. I didn't build the other day. I just built the installer. So this builds the software again. It's compiling it, recompiling with one or two settings changed. Then, yeah, so this template file is driving the installation. What's going to be installed is installed programs folder. And yeah, we just use make file. Oh, the fonts. I haven't put in all the fonts yet. Is that on the to-do list? I almost forgot. Right. Do we have a Vista? I don't know if it'll work on Vista. The install is big, unfortunately, so it's not so easy to just. It's 400 and something meg. Okay, that's good news. But yeah, I'm getting tired of all this nonsense. I'm gonna move the current video just into there. Generating installer. This installer is over 400 megs. That's why it's taking so long. Busy. I think I want to take a break from the stream. 2.5 hours. I'm just checking the comments if anybody's around. No. How long ago was that? Word book. Where's word book? Copy. Did I type a word book somewhere? With 3 O's. Word book means dictionary. source code in a minute. Let's check out what's up in Twitch land. Streaming. Alto Twitch dash. I haven't been online in a while. I haven't. Yeah, we're not even logged in. Finished. Alright. Okay, so that's it. We've got a setup now, a new setup. We should actually sign it, but I just want to test it. I'll need to run that through virustotal.com as well. It's 400 and something megs. It's gonna take. Okay. Now I'm worried that I've got a word book of 3 O's. I'm checking everywhere. Word book. I don't see any word book anyway with 3 O's. Okay. Start the application and it runs. That's good news. Now it's just the sounds.
Akelig.
Yay, and the PDFs. I had a big mission getting these PDFs to work. A very big mission. Getting these PDFs. So we can't play a sound. There's a bug. It's weird. Not exactly sure what's causing it. It was crashing, but now I've made it so that it just keeps quiet and doesn't crash. But you can't play sound after viewing a PDF until maybe a minute later. You have to wait.
Aankondiging. Aanmeld. Afdraaipad.
Right. Window. See the about box. So it's a bit basic. I mean, it's not the world's most amazing electronic dictionary. I can't stream and upload this huge file either. I think it's more or less ready for testing, like I mean, the functionality I think is basically back to what it was. Yeah, functionality wise, it's back to what it was, but we've added activation. Yeah, this was a bit more work than I thought it was going to be. I ran into issues everywhere. Okay, this is really cool though. It's basically ready for testing. Let me test it on Windows 7. Just but yeah, there's quite a lot of sounds. So so yeah, I'm not expecting this to work on XP. It won't work on XP, but in theory it should work on Windows 7. And yeah. I don't know I don't know how much space can be saved on those files, because I didn't do the original encoding. But yeah, the space is not worrying me, other than for my slow internet. So I mean, that's not worth spending programmer time on. Isn't M4A a container format? yeah, I don't even know much. I don't know anything about him for A even. Blah 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 blah. But the info A/AAC licensing and patents. No license or patents required for the user. Wait, username to stream or distribute content. Patent. Oh, what? That contradicts what he said in that comment. Patent license is required for manufacture of the codecs. If you may distribute in source form. What is the advantage though, size-wise? Is it's much smaller? This doesn't really. I don't see why it's going to be much smaller. I can't find a decent comparison. AAC versus ARG size comparison. Hmm. Arg is the container format. So we're probably talking about Volvus then. YouTube. Quality versus bitrate. Is Volvus the format? I don't actually know. I really don't know much about them. It looks like yeah, anyway, I really don't want to get into massive detail. I just want a product that works in a really quick time. I'm already over my time budget for this product. Right, if we can't strap in these, okay, why is it? Now I want to just see if this works on Windows 7. Is Opus a format, or what is it? Audio format. Since Opus codec is primarily used for streaming, files with the Opus extension are not covered. Interesting. WhatsApp uses Opus. I might look at this in future if I need to do other things with audio, like, I mean, I don't have time now for this dictionary, but right, okay, it's running. Let's see if the sound works. The volume's turned off.
Aangaande.
Okay, the sound works and the PDFs work on Windows 7, but I'm a little bit concerned that it just ran without asking to be activated. I think the activation related changes I did maybe on a different machine, and then I'd maybe just need to integrate them into Linux Electronic. Yeah, those lines of code should. Oops, that's why the activations. Right, I need to rebuild that whole big thing. For the activation system, I forgot to put in. And that's also the wrong address over there. Oh. Almost left off the copy protection. Although, yeah, no, I would have noticed that before a real release. Okay, installers, electronic. Let's just clean that up. And now I have to build that installer again. The bat box needs a little work, and that does not look very nice. Looks a bit ugly. The fonts. Times New Roman, is that? I mean, who uses? It looks like Times New Roman. Where does that even come from? Looks disgusting. Uh, 8 minutes. I might change that. I'm not sure what the limit should be, but 47.3. Seven three. Bold on open one. Whoops. That was wrong. Not 1.01. Damn it. Let's let it finish. Build it again. This laptop, I don't know, it smells like it's getting too hot. That's pretty hot. That is hot. Gosh. Right. Fan burst. That's. I wonder if there's dust or something inside the laptop. I mean, the fan bursts. I mean, it helps get the temperature back to a reasonable range, but it's not solving the problem. You don't want your fan running at 100% all day long for no good reason. That the back box. Space. Let's make it. Hang on. Oh, and the icon is wrong. The icon is wrong. The icon is right in the corner, funnily enough, but over there it's wrong in the shortcut. Why would that be? TshwaneDJe. So there the icon is wrong, but then why is it right if you... There it's right. How weird. That version number is also wrong. It'll data icon.ico and there... Oh, see... So I think I can fix the icon if I just do that. Okay. Oh shit, it's open. I'm trying to build it while it's open. It may cause problems. Right. That's a terrible text. The text needs a bit of help. This is so it starts a bit of a dog's breakfast. Page activation guide now. Download a trial version. No, you can't yet. Because I need to upload I need to finish this installer and upload it. Electronic dictionary. I think there should be 3 big buttons, 3 big things. Download. Policy. We need a link to the end user license agreement. And we need a banner link. Oh, but this doesn't make sense. Why is there a download heading? Okay, I mean I wrote it, so I can't say it doesn't make sense. But that doesn't make sense. So the person who wrote it, which is me, that's what you want to demo car spell. Anyway, so many warnings, you can't see if there's any errors or anything serious. That's the problem if you get sloppy about warning messages, then you end up with so many warnings that sometimes if there's a serious message in there, you miss it. I don't think there's anything serious in there. Those could be serious, but that works. It's working. Warning inaccurate definition. Yeah, that's definitely not right. We should not be getting those warnings. Let's just make a note to look at this. But I'm gonna have to look at that off stream. Sign the binaries, 20 hours total. Oh yeah, sure. Set up signing of binaries. Let's delete this. I'm not going to use Google Drive here for this. Remove. Okay. For some reason it's quite slow, like it uses quite a lot of CPU, like those Google Drive pages in about performance show up quite high. So I don't like using them. Yeah, right. building the installer. I'm just waiting. Generating a new installer again. Takes quite a while. I don't have a download link because I haven't uploaded it anywhere. Later. Let's say no later. Don't think that should be capital L. The font looks really small. Peter TD body dev. It's a dramatic change that could break lots of pages all at once. Okay. That's my no change. Font size. Font size. Coming from there. Oh, they have to do that. That's what I'm looking for, that's the problem. That one. No, right? Yes. Ah, TD, terminal. Anything this is used. Font size. Well, these point font sizes are not really good. Okay, we got a new installer. Source installer, Japanese Afrikaans. Nothing is signed in it though, so we can't use it. But I can test with it. There's that GPU cache folder again. Maybe I should add that folder yeah in the uninstall. I need to take a break. No, I don't. I just want to. Actually, yeah, I do. There's something I want to do. GPU cache. I haven't seen that on our other applications though. This GPU cache thing. Oh, it's in template file. Installer.tmake. Sorry. Okay. I think the DLLs are also supposed to be signed, aren't they? Build. Oh. Signed declared DLL. Oh, wait a minute. Touch. Production. Build. Release. To make. theory that should take care of the signing. I don't know if this is gonna work. Let's try it. Code release 1.0.3. Code release.that. Oh shit, I must close this. Damn it. What's it again? Not sure if having files open could cause problems. Good having it open already. And then trying to also build on the command line. I doubt it's a good idea. Okay, the signing worked there. This soccer barn. Yeah, anyway. Never mind the soccer barn. I gotta get this dictionary working. So the main DLL needs to be signed, and the exe needs to be signed, and the installer exe needs to be signed, and the Ceph3 helper exe needs to be signed. And it's probably maybe a good idea to sign a few other things. What else? I don't know, maybe some of those DLLs, the other third-party DLLs even. Ah, damn it. What do you mean? Okay. Released at bat. Released at bat is not recognized. I'm probably in the wrong folder, I'm guessing. Uh, must be in the right folder, look. Switch to folder. Here. Ah, but damn it, now yeah, it doesn't help to run that because the thingamabob's gonna fail. The signing. Damn it. This is a pain. Release 1.5. Did I do a 1.4? Oh no. Sonnet, electronic dictionaries, Japanese. No. Okay, while that builds, I'm gonna take a break. Later.